Dude, what are you doing?
We haven't done a beer tasting in a while. Figure we might film one.
We have this.
That is better than this, but they don't know about it.
You're gonna find out. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Austin.
I'm Jessica.
This is Gaming as Adults. You might be thinking that we're gonna do another beer tasting with whatever's in this container, and you'd be wrong.
So normally we'd do it with something like this, and I'd still like to do that. So I'm not going to show you the label.
Jesus Christ, dude. Do you need some water?
Oh no.
That emphysema's kicking your ass.
Okay, we're good now.
You're good?
I'm good.
You got it?
Yeah. It might come back.
Whole patch of frogs just sitting in her throat.
Ribbit. Alright, so you might think that we're also going to taste this, and I'd still like to. So I'm not going to show you the label, but, because it's getting spooky season again.
It's true.
I like my spooky season.
True.
So we also won't be needing these.
Alright, so what is this? This is mead. M-E-A-D. Mead.
I can put it on the screen for them.
I've been told that I do not enunciate that word very well.
It's a hard word to enunciate.
And a lot of people think that I say, I've been drinking mead. They think I've been saying, I've been drinking meat.
Yes. Protein.
Yes. I pulverize my steaks into shake. Glug, glug, glug. Mmm, flavorful. Don't even cook it. Nice and raw.
Anyway, we made this.
For those of you that don't know, mead is a honey wine. It is old. About as old as beer and wine. Nobody knows which one came first, but they all came about the same time, sometime way before, like, I don't know, 5000 BC.
Who knows?
They're old.
It depends on the region what you made.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is mead, and we have a fun idea.
We're not going to taste it because we've already drank a lot of it.
Yeah.
And we've tasted it a lot.
This one has a unique flavor.
So, like, it would be disingenuous to taste it because we already know what it tastes like. There's no surprise factor there, you know? So, we got a better idea.
Why don't you give them a rundown of what this one tastes like? Give them an idea.
This is like 20% alcohol. It is smooth, but kind of bites a little bit like whiskey. If you were to drink whiskey straight, or perhaps you drink it with water and it's a little too potent, it has kind of fruity aftertones, but it's very, very warm and honey flavor. As you can see, it's much darker than mead is normally supposed to be. It's supposed to be kind of like a light color, you know, like
Please, hey, small cat. Could you not?
Anyway, it's supposed to be like a light color, but this is more like an amber.
Oh, this one is still very young though. It hasn't aged a lot.
Yeah. You can also age these. I didn't know that.
So another thing that I personally think is this one is due to the carbonation factor of it, it's a bit sharp to me.
What do you mean by sharp?
It just like
It's potent?
it digs into the tongue. Like that's not really a flavor, but it is.
It's a characteristic.
Yeah, it digs, and I don't really care for that. We did make an initial batch that was a traditional mead.
Very light.
Very light, and I liked that one just because it was so light, but this style that we make does carbonate itself.
Well, yeah. Yeah, so that should probably be mentioned. When you produce any brewed alcohol, it will produce CO2. That is the byproduct of transferring sugar into alcohol, right? As the yeast creates CO2. If you were to pressurize CO2 in any container, then it would carbonate.
This one is particularly pressurized.
Quite pressurized. And so this is what's known as fast racking, to the best of my knowledge, which is where it's not entirely done. And so like when I pulled it off of the carboy, it was still technically fermenting, but it slowed down quite a bit. I'd gotten the flavor that I wanted, so now it's time to stop the brewing process. And so you put it into a container, and all that carbonation will build kill the yeast, and voila, the vessel is carbonated.
Anyway, moving on to our idea.
Why are we here? What is this video about, instead of just talking about something and looking at it because it's so pretty? So, I acquired this. This is, what, 6 pounds and 12 ounces of tapioca vanilla pudding. Somebody didn't know what tapioca was. I told them about this. Tapioca is like a little gummy bead thing. Technically, it's a grain. It's soft. It's weird. So, it's vanilla pudding. Anyways, the good idea fairy appeared, and I said, well, we started brewing things. And I am not going to eat 6 pounds of tapioca pudding. And Jessica doesn't like tapioca pudding. She doesn't like tapioca. So I said, hey, let's brew it. And so that's what we're gonna do. Now there's some interesting things that we have to decide here. And honestly, I just really don't know across the board. So all these little packets here, they're all yeast. And they're different kinds of yeast to achieve different things. Like, I think I've got one for acidic wines. I've got one for champagne wines. I've got ones for like red wines, white wines, and then I've got these. And these are different types of ale yeast. These are for like beer. I know, that's right, for beer.
I don't think she's in frame.
And it's tapioca pudding. And pudding is technically a grain, but yeast is yeast. And so you can get different beers that are actually brewed with wine yeast, and I have no idea what yeast to use, is where I'm going with this. And I just...
Why don't we pull in a second opinion here?
Because I would also have to remember what all these yeasts do.
They don't say?
I remember this one's champagne.
They don't say?
No. This is what this one says. This one says 71 Bravo. Alright, GAA Dom. Hello. Yeah, alright, so here's the thing, right? So vanilla tapioca pudding, I have no idea what yeast to use. Like, honestly, there's no fruit in it. So I think everything, the fruit, and then fruit, right? So we'd be left with these. This one's a champagne, so it's just gonna come out like bubbly.
Okay.
Alright? And I don't know whether or not we want to leave the tapioca in it, or if we want to...
Ooh, bubble tea beer.
Bubble, yeah, right?
I feel like if you leave the tapioca in there, you're gonna get a little pulpy, no?
Well, like, and that's the concern, is because, like, this has to sit for a month. Is it just going to deteriorate? But also, these are really small tapioca, and pudding tapioca already sits. So there's also that concern.
So what do these usually yield as far as like alcohol content?
Each one of them's a little different. I know champagne is like obnoxiously high. This one's like 20%, like my mead. If I'm not mistaken, this one is like less than 12. This will also do 20%. That one's just for red and white wines. And then this one's just like a normal 6 to 8 or something. This one's not very high. So, but I also don't want to make it too strong that it's just obnoxious to taste, you know?
Alright, I think that's where we differ, because I don't like go big or go home, dude.
Okay,
Let's see how
yeah.
potent we can get this, man.
Well, then we're gonna need to add a lot of sugar.
Because do you think it's gonna taste like good with the tapioca?
I have no idea, which is why I was kind of going for, like, I was thinking less of a wine, more of a beer.
Yeah.
And so I was kind of leaning towards the ale and just pump it for as high as it can go.
Because this has like 300 grams of sugar in it. So do you think that
For
would be
serving.
enough? No, like for the whole can.
That's it?
Because you got 16 grams times 24, it's like around 300 now.
Okay. Yeah.
How much sugar do you usually put in there? And the other thing is this sugar is probably like corn syrup, man. Oh no, it's actually sugar.
Yeah.
I'd go with the wine, but like.
Which one? Because like 3 out of these 4 are wine.
I like the red one just because it stands out more.
Okay.
It's got Hebrew on it. It's got a red star, so it's probably like got communist tendencies. I don't know.
Communist liquor is stronger.
You know, he's got a point. Communist tapioca liquor. Fuck it. Let's go commie yeast.
Okay,
All right.
commie yeast it is.
Commie yeast it is.
Glad I could help out, guys.
That's why I work. We thank you for your service. Here's the consensus. Tapioca, red star yeast, not because of the characteristics, but because it has a star, and that star reminds us of communism.
And communism alcohol is
Communism
stronger.
alcohol is stronger. So we're gonna go with the commie
Commie yeast.
yeast to make the commie tapioca beer with as high of an alcohol content as possible, which means that there isn't enough sugar in here, so we're gonna add more sugar to it. Okay.
Have you figured out how much water you're gonna need?
I have no idea. I'm just gonna wing it, and I'm gonna fill the pot up with water. I'm not gonna measure anything. I'm just throwing things in the pot, and that's how it's gonna happen.
Okay. Well, let's get to it then.
Alright, let's go. By the way, yes, this is a car funnel. You know why? Because it has a wide mouth, and I need a wide mouth to put things in carboys. And I like it.
It's never been used in a car. It's okay.
Judge. Had somebody over. Judge me for my car funnel. I needed it.
It's never been used on a car though.
It's never been used on, but it can be. That good taste of motor oil went out. Come on, do the flip.
No.
No. Stupid can. You made me look bad. I'm sure it's fine.
What's wrong with it?
Not a damn thing.
Uh-oh. I mean, it was sealed. It doesn't really go bad.
Yep.
Was there, like, discoloration or something?
Oh, just a little grain.
Hey, you've got some running down the side of your pot. I mean, that's how we discovered penicillin, right?
Stuff running down the side of your pot?
No, just a little green.
I'm sure that's fine.
You've already got it on the floor.
It's the scientific method. What do you want? I mean, this is how science was born.
Nah. Yeah, nah, probably.
Now we have to heat it. I'm not entirely certain why, but it has to be heated, so we're gonna heat. There isn't a guide online for this, it's just, oh here, let me, there we go. Get all this tapioca off it, wash my hands in it. They've cleansed my soul in it. And yeah, then we're gonna take this here sugar. And powdered sugar is great for this because you get 2 pounds, and this sugar, some real sugar, you know? I mean, it's definitely not sugar that I just have available, and so I'm going to use. No. This was premium chosen sugar. So this is what we've got. We heated it up, and it's all like a syrupy sort of thing. Jessica said it looks like candy, and I'm gonna have to agree with her. We pulled it off because it started to burn on the bottom. You see all this stuff? It just got stuck on the bottom because we were not diligent. We did not watch this.
The sugar started burning.
Yeah, so that's gonna give it like an interesting flavor.
Because it's not fully burnt.
No. It's
toasted.
Yeah. Anyways, the next step is to let it cool down. Because if we add the yeast right now, the yeast will die. Also, we cannot transfer it from this pot into that carboy. By the way, glass things that you brew in are called a carboy. This is a 5-gallon carboy. Yeah. So now we wait, and then we will pour it into there, and add yeast. What am I doing? Jesus. All right. So for those of you who are interested, start the yeast. Trying to keep the yeast from like dying here. It's activated. This is, yeah. Here's the problem. Yeast needs to go in here, and everything needs to go in here. And this is still too hot, and the container is retaining a lot of heat. So if we put the yeast in there right now, it will die, basically. So, yeah. I don't think this is going to work with the siphon, but I have a siphon with an obnoxiously sized hose. Jessica, why is the hose obnoxiously sized?
Because I broke the original siphon.
Oh.
He's airing it out. Shamefully.
That needs to... It's not gonna auto siphon. It is way too viscous.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is such a strange consistency. It's a strange consistency. It smells like Nilla wafers.
Well, it is flowing now.
Sure.
It is. See?
No, I can see it really well. Wow, this is gross looking.
Yeah, no kidding. I think to say that it is viscous is kind of an understatement.
Oh.
Yeah, it's really gross. We're gonna make a mess. There's already a mess on the floor. That didn't seal properly, so there's gonna be like a clamp somewhere that's gonna have to go on it. Like, this is fantastic. This is...
Actually,
It tastes pretty good.
it just tastes like a liquid mellow wafer. That's not terrible, actually. Can you slide that over here?
Yeah. Alright, well.
That's horrifying, and you should taste it. Just as it is. Seriously. It's a cookie. It's a liquid cookie.
It's not bad. She's right, though. It is.
Okay. We should be ashamed of ourselves.
Yes. Yes, we should.
Alright, I got the funnel.
Alright.
You want me to hold it straight up and down?
Yeah.
Here. I'm sure you can probably just bake this and get a bread.
Yes.
Oh, that's a big one. Oh, God. I'm gonna be able to chew this beer.
Okay, so yes, I agree with what Jessica is saying, all of it, and for that reason, I'm gonna dilute it a little. some cold water.
You know, that probably isn't a bad idea.
This is so gross.
It's fantastically gross.
This is
though.
fantastically gross. What have I done? Okay, yeah.
Fuck it. Send it. You don't need to water that out. Like, okay. Oh dear God. What have we done? The regret is setting in.
I don't think that proud is the right thing. I might be proud if it comes out all right. If it comes out delicious, then okay, maybe.
Now this is gonna be just part 1, part 2.
Duh, because it has to brew.
Yeah. But, so far, so good?
I'm very concerned.
I don't know why it tastes like a cookie. It really shouldn't,
It shouldn't taste like cookie, but it tastes like cookie.
but it does.
We did something. It may have been an accident. It may have been the best accident anybody's ever known, but, yeah.
Anyway, join us for part 2. If you're interested in joining our Discord, link will be down in the description where you can chastise us to the day's end for using pudding for alcohol.
It's great. Maybe idea. If this is an idea, we might try other flavors as well.
Oh my god, strawberry pudding ice cream.
Chocolate pudding brew. Banana
Brew.
brew.
Let's not and say we did.
Caramel.
That one might not be too bad.
Caramel beer?
Yeah.
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 But banana is where the line is drawn.
You know, we've had some sketchy beers on the channel.
Yeah.
Let's not make our own sketchy.
Oh. We already did.
It's too late. Yeah.
Always open to suggestions. So
If you have a pudding flavor you want to see us turn into alcohol, let us know in the comments down below.
yeah,
We might actually do it.
we might. Anyways, bye guys.
See you next time.
It scares me.
It scares me a lot. It should go
Should not do this.